sanitation, infrastructure, and services development and management. Currently, safe water access in our region starts at about 72%. And during this period, the past 20 years, Athi Water significantly expanded its bulk water production capacity, a major stride in addressing the persistent supply gaps across the region. The full operationalization of Kalemeno Dam and the Northern Collector Tunnel system now enables the supply of an additional 217 million liters of treated water every day, directly benefiting residents of Nairobi City, Kiambu County, Murang'a County, and parts of Machakos County and Kajiado counties, respectively. On sanitation issues, Athi Water has continued to invest in flagship programs such as the Nairobi Rivers Rehabilitation and Restoration Program, the Kenya Towns Program, the Nairobi Water and Sanitation Program, which is jointly supported by the French Development Agency and the Government of Kenya, and this will deliver over 800 kilometers of sewer networks in this region, the metropolitan region, and a total of 50,000 new household connections, and expand wastewater coverage in high density populated areas and informal settlements. Cabinet Secretary, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as Athi Water Works Development Agency marks 20 years of service, our focus is firmly on the road ahead. Today, we unveil our strategic plan that aligns our objectives to the medium-term plan, which is a bold and ambitious roadmap that will transform water and sanitation access across Nairobi City, Kiambu, and Murang'a, while shaping Kenya's long-term water and sanitation future. The sanitation plan has been developed through an inclusive consultative process involving our board of directors, management, staff, and key stakeholders. It positions water and sanitation infrastructure as a cornerstone of Kenya's socio-economic transformation. The strategic plan will deliver, once implemented, new water sources with a combined water production of about 461,000 cubic meters per day. We shall, by the time it's implemented, we envisage to have laid 443 kilometers of water transmission pipelines and 880 kilometers of sewer network. That is our plan, and these investments, we expect will close the gap between supply and demand and extend services into underserved areas. Planned projects such as Cabinet Secretary, the ones that you know, include the Rebecca Dam, Malagwa Dam, and extending the Northern Collector Phase 2 upwards. We are on course to undertaking various programs under the new National Urban Water and Sanitation Program that will not only secure long-term water supply, but also bring dignity and opportunity to communities in Murang'a, Kiambu, and Nairobi metropolitan areas. And similarly, the Nairobi City Towns Water and Sanitation Project, which is also, we are working in close collaboration with the Arab Bank, will deliver new water and sewage systems in peri-urban towns of Kagema, Kimende, and secure the Sasumua Dam water source by doing a greenfield sewer network for Jabini, and thereby extending crucial services to underserved areas. On environmental conservation, I assure you, Cabinet Secretary, that Athi Water, we are committed to reduce the carbon footprint in our projects, and we are to ensure 100% compliance with the environmental frameworks. We are following the government agenda on digitalization and innovation, and our systems, we are developing renewable energy sources, including solar-powered systems, including community boreholes, that will play a central role in improving efficiency and reducing operational costs. The strategic plan that we shall launch today is to implement it will require a total of estimated Kenya shillings over 200 billion. And we will work with various frameworks, including public-private partnerships and other development partners and the national government to unlock the financing and accelerate delivery. Participants, ladies and gentlemen, as we look to the future, we are embracing a whole of government approach to service delivery. And this means working not only with the counties and water service providers, but also with institutions such as the Kenya Revenue Authority through our service level agreement with the Kenya Revenue Authority. Revenues from bulk water operations such as the Northern Collector Tunnel and Kalimeno 2 Dam will be ring-fenced and managed transparently. And this, sir, is a critical step in ensuring accountability, safeguarding public resources, and guaranteed that revenues collected is reinvested into expanding water and sanitation services for our citizens. None of the achievements that we've viewed today would have been possible without collaboration, and I wish to acknowledge the great support your ministry, sir, has supported us, the National Treasury, and our development partners, county governments and water service providers, and most importantly, our committed and dedicated staff. As we launch the strategic plan, I want to assure everyone that Athi Water is ready. The systems are in place, the partnerships are strong, and the vision is very, very clear. Our commitment is simple: to deliver resilient, high quality, and equitable water and sanitation services that transforms lives and drive national development. Cabinet Secretary, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, let us reflect on the legacy being built, the infrastructure implemented and planned, the policies enacted, and not just for the present, but for the future of Kenyans. This work is a commitment to our posterity, ensuring that future generations inherit a country where water is not a source of scarcity and conflict, but of life, health, and prosperity. Let us press on with purpose, integrity, and a deep understanding that water is life. Thank you. God bless Kenya, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. Mvua kwake tafadhali. Mvua kwake tafadhali. Mvua, 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 mvua. Mvua, 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 mvua. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Is this yours?
Yes, this is mine. Cabinet Secretary and directors and distinguished guests, I wish to recognize the presence of our county executive members present both for Murang'a, Nairobi, and Kiambu. And sir, with your permission, let me invite my colleague and Fred David Kuria, the CC for Kiambu, maybe give you 2 minutes to say good morning to the participants, and then Mele Magoshi, also 2 minutes, and also Mario on behalf of the great county of Nairobi.
Asante sana. The guest of honor, Honorable Cabinet Secretary, the chairperson of Athi Water, and the board members, WSPs, and my colleagues from Murang'a and Nairobi. Hamjambo. As you have heard, my name is David Kuria. I'm the current CC of water in Kiambu County. And I want to start by apologizing for being late. And also it's by miracle I'm here, Chair, because I received this invitation and I had a series of activities together with my MDs, and we are not to come. But when I received your call, I had to change my schedule, and we are still having another meeting as we speak. So I'm excited to be here to have a conversation, and I'm happy the relationship we have had with Athi Water. We have been able to do a lot in Kiambu. But also we appreciate we had also some handles, which I hope through these collaborations we can be able to address. The issue of bulk water need to be discussed in depth. We have had issues, and we are working together with the Athi Water. We have a committee that is looking at some issues that we raised as the water companies in Kiambu County, which we have not agreed to the end, but we are almost to the end of, the tail end. Actually, we have to have a meeting today so that we can conclude by Wednesday. So we will be happy to also discuss this. Also, this issue of KRA, also it caught me by surprise. When some people hear about KRA, people start shaking. And I was one of them because I know our status of water companies. And therefore, even that, we need to be a bit more open, very, very inclusive, so that we can clearly understand how it's going to be. Water being a default function, we need also to be very clear about it. So I'm happy and I will be here. And I like the speech of CEO. I'm also an environmentalist. We need to be very clear in terms of securing our water services, in terms of our forest up there. Waziri, when we were with you up there, you saw Kenari. You saw how it is. We may be here discussing water, but we have a problem in terms of where the water is coming. Thank you so much, and I will be here. Thank you so much.
Our Cabinet Secretary, in charge of water, sanitation, and irrigation, all protocols observed. My name is Mario Kainga. I'm the Director in charge of water and sanitation in Nairobi. And we are really happy to work together with the Athi Water and the national government, led by our Ministry of Water. And we are happy that a number of projects which are beneficial to Nairobians have been completed. We are praying that we work together in addressing illegalities in water, particularly the issue of non-revenue water, so that we are able to ensure that underserved areas benefit from this project. We are also happy to work in conservation of the catchment areas where we produce our waters, because without conserving these areas, we are likely to have a challenge, particularly due to climate change issues. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Our Cabinet Secretary, Chair of Athi Water Services Board, our CEO, Athi Water, all the directors, and all the protocols observed. Good morning. My name is Mary Magoshi, the CCM in charge of water, irrigation, environment, and natural resources in Murang'a County. I'm really delighted to be here this morning, and on behalf of our governor and county of Murang'a, to be part of this launching of the strategic plan. We really appreciate the works that and the progress that Athi has done over the years. But again, I believe that this plan is going to accelerate the progress of water supply and sanitation in our counties. We still have a long way to go, and therefore this is a very big milestone and step towards achieving that. I believe we have already started implementation. Some of the projects I can see in the implementation in the plan are already on course, and I believe by the time we complete that period, 2027 towards 2030, we will have achieved our goal. From the county of Murang'a, we will provide our full support to Athi Water in all their activities, and we hope that we work together towards achieving the water supply and sanitation for our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, CC. Wahiga, welcome. From here, we have our regulator, Water Service Regulatory Board, who regulates all our operations. And today, the regulatory board is represented by my good friend, Engineer Kigutu. Make some remarks.
Yes, thank you. The chief guests, Engineer Eric Muga, the CS Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, the representative of the Principal Secretary at the Ministry, the chairperson of Athi Water Works Development Agency, the CEOs of the national agencies, WSTF, KEWI, and others, the CEC member for water at the counties, and the WSPs represented here, who are our main client as a regulator, representative of other agencies, development partners, distinguished guests, good morning. I'm here to represent Water Services Regulatory Board. We are the ones who regulate water service provision in the country. At the moment, we are regulating about 95 retail water companies. These are the downstream WSPs that interact with the consumers. Recently, we licensed 2 Waterworks Development Agency, that is Athi, to operate and manage Karimenu Northern Collector Tunnel that has brought us here, and Coast Water Development Agencies. And our mandate is to accredit water service provision in the interest of the consumers, to ensure that they get affordable services, water that is clean and safe for the health and well-being, as per the requirement of the Article 43 of the Constitution, which acknowledges the right to water and reasonable standards of sanitation services and in adequate quantities. So that is our role. And in that, we also recommend and approve water tariff, which is also very important for this institution to stand technically and financially sustainable to provide these services. However, as we do that, Kenya also as a country experienced challenges. The coverage, as per our recent annual impact report, records 70% water coverage. And this is for the 60% of the populations
that are served by regulated water service provider. So there is that remaining number out there that is not regulated, that we are working with all the counties to bring them on board for the regulations so that they can get this right, their right to water and sanitation. Sanitation also has been, there has been very little focus on sanitation aspect. The sewerage coverage at the moment has stagnated at 15-16% annually, which is not a very good picture. But because of the innovation and technology, we are also, as a regulator, promoting non-sewer sanitation, implementation of those investments at the county level through the water companies. And so this is an opportunity for the development partners to come and support the companies to be able to cover our population on matters sanitation. We also experience challenges. Remember, this is a new move where we are licensing waterworks development agencies, which is through the amendment of the Water Act 2024. And there has been quite some discussions which we believe, will bear fruits, engaging with the county government and the others. But I want to talk about the issue of tariff, which touches the regulator, and it's very important for our WSPs. And there is quite some politics in it, and as a regulator, we need to work with you, the county government, to support our companies. The O&M coverage, it's less than 100 as per our report. That means most of these companies are not able to recover, their costs, and they need a lot of support. And these are the things that we need also to look at when we are entering into those agreements with the waterworks. The issues of last mile connection, doing these projects, looking at the downstream water service providers to be able to recoup revenues to pay the waterworks. So we are here to support the waterworks, Athi, and also balancing the water companies, because they are our children as a regulator, so that there is that win-win for all of us. We are here to serve the mwananchi, and with all this intervention, we are looking at increasing that coverage so that everyone is able to access these services. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Kegutu. We have various water companies present here, and I will request Engineer Nahashon Muguna, the MD for Nairobi Water, to make very quick remarks. The CS is getting ready for another engagement. Please welcome on behalf of water companies and on behalf of Nairobi Water.
The CS, Minister of Water, Sanitation, Irrigation and Sanitation, Bwana Engineer Eric Mureithi Muga, aligned on all the other protocols which are already established. It is a great honor to stand before you today to speak on behalf of water service providers, as we mark this significant occasion where Athi Waterworks and Development Agency is launching their 2023-2027 strategic plan and the commissioning of the Mbauke water operations. We gather not just to celebrate achievements, but also to comment to a future where access to reliable, clean, and safe water services is shared goal between the counties and national government. Under the inspiring theme, harnessing the power of collaboration for sustainable water and sanitation, our purpose as service providers and as a sector is well outlined under the Water Act 2016, which was repealed again 2022. First, I extend my gratitude to the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, led by the CS, Engineer Eric Moga, for your steadfast leadership in advancing Kenya's water agenda. Your presence here underscores the government commitment to achieving universal access to clean water and sanitation as enshrined in Article 43 of our Constitution and aligned with the Sustainable Development Goal 6 of the United Nations. I also commend the Waterworks Development Agency under the leadership of Engineer Kamau and the board chair, Madam Mary Wambui Mungai, for their bold vision and the tireless effort to developing critical bulky water infrastructure that serves over 9 million people across Nairobi, Kiambu, Murang'a, and Kajiado, and Machakos, actually. The bulky water production capacity is around 210,000 cubic meters per day, where Nairobi is off-taking 132,000 cubic meters per day. Today, as we commission these enhanced bulky water operations, we are not only unlocking additional capacity to address Nairobi growing demand, projected Nairobi water demand, projected to serve 9 million people in our shared jurisdictions, but also demonstrating the tangible results of our collaborative efforts. This strategic plan highlights a visioned development of bulky water supply sources for Nairobi City County, whose demand is over 920,000 cubic meters per day against 660,000 cubic meters of water per day available for distribution in Nairobi City County. The 2023-2027 strategic plan being launched today is a visionary roadmap that aligns seamlessly with the Nairobi national government priorities, including Vision 2030, bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals on clean water and sanitation, and the Nairobi City County Government Integrated Development Plan. As Nairobi City County Government Corporation, Nairobi City Water and Sewerage Company has been at the forefront of treating and distributing water to the residents of Nairobi City County, while managing sewerage services to protect public health and the environment. Our recent efforts, such as the simplified sewer system projects in Mukuru, Kwaruben, Kibera, and the rehabilitation of key sewers in the city, has greatly improved sewer services, but we recognize that more must be done. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of collaboration could not be more appropriate in this water sector. No single entity can succeed alone. Nairobi City Water and Sewerage Company partnership with the Waterworks Development Agency exemplifies this, where the Water Development Agency develops the bulk infrastructure like the Northern Collector Tunnel, Phase 1, and the Kalimeno Dam, including new treatment plants. Nairobi City Water and Sewerage Company handles the last mile delivery, ensuring water reaches homes, schools, hospitals, and industries. We have seen the fruits of this synergy in projects such as the Eastern Transmission Pipeline from Kiambu to Embakasi, which has boosted supply to residents in the southeastern part of Nairobi, including areas like Kayole, Embakasi, and Ruai. However, challenges persist. Intermittent water supply affecting distribution of the same and sanitation gaps, especially in the informal settlement areas. Illegal water connections, overloaded sewers, dilapidated water and sewerage infrastructures are among other challenges we face while providing services. As a water service provider, we pledge to align with the Water Development Agency strategic plan. A strategic plan. To the residents of Nairobi, this event is yours. Clean water is a fundamental right, as highlighted in the Constitution. With this strategic plan and commissioned operations, we pledge to accelerate access, targeting 91% of water coverage and 70% sewerage access from the 78 and 61% respectively in Nairobi County by the year 2028. In conclusion, as we launch this strategic plan, let us embrace the power of collaboration to build a resilient, water-secure future. On behalf of all water service providers, I reaffirm our dedication to transparency, innovation, and excellence as we work with other waterworks and all other stakeholders to build a water-secure future. Once again, let me thank the Honorable Cabinet Minister for gracing this occasion and all those present for your shared commitment. Together, let us harness the power of collaboration to make sustainable water and sanitation a reality for future. Thank you and God bless you all. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Nahashon, on behalf of all water companies, and there are so many, all maybe representatives of water companies and MDs, please stand wherever you are so that we appreciate you. Led by none other than the CEO of Water Service Providers Association, my good friend, Mr. Jaraba. We are moving fast, and I think we shall be able to make progress. At this juncture, I want to request that I invite one of the representatives of the development partners, especially the French Development Agency, Engineer Melanie, to come and give some few remarks as we proceed. Welcome, Melanie. AFD has supported us greatly on these interventions.
Thank you very much, CEO. So first of all, it's a great honor to have been invited for the launch of this strategic plan, and we thank you a lot for that. So maybe you don't know, but the French Development Agency is the first bilateral partner of the Kenyan government in the water and sanitation sector, and since 20 years. Through our financing, 2.5 million people, mostly in urban areas, have benefiting from a better access to water and sanitation. It's a real satisfaction to see that after 2 decades, tremendous changes have happened in Kenya. I would like to stress maybe on several points. First of all, our satisfaction with the achievement that Athi has done in the last years, particularly the Northern Collector System that has been financed by AFD. It has bring a tremendous change to the citizen of Nairobi by bringing water to more than 1 million people. Secondly, I would like also to say that we are still totally committed to our partnership with Athi Waterworks Development Agency, particularly through our downstream projects, which deal with improving distribution and sanitation in east, west, south of Nairobi, CBD, and also tackling 10 informal settlements, again, to improve access to water and sanitation. Maybe also I would like to highlight several challenges that I see. So first of all, regarding Athi Waterworks Development Agency, but it's true for all the bulk water operators, it's really important that the water service provider pay their on time. Because if the WSP don't pay the bulk operator on time, then it becomes a real issue for the bulk water operator. And I think that in this system, every actor is dependent on each other. So to be sure that we are in a sustainable system, it is really important to understand that everyone is in the same boat and everyone is dependent of each other. So this is something that AFD is looking at in many parts of the countries, and would be really glad to see that there is improvement on this side. The second challenge we see is probably enhancing the performance of the WSP, particularly on the challenge on the non-revenue water, but probably as well on asset management, to be sure that the WSP are able to produce more revenues and to pay their charge and to be sustainable also on the long run. AFD has several tools to propose to enhance the performance of the water service and is there to support you. Third thing, I would say that maybe the choice for sustainable infrastructure is really important. Sometimes it's better to go for most costly investment, but really sound investment, instead of choosing, I would say, the low cost technology, because I've seen the difference in terms of lifespan. Fourth, I would say, water is life, and preserving the water resource is also another challenge that AFD would like to support. On the preservation of underground water, but also on surface water, and on this side, accelerating access to sanitation and wastewater treatment capacity around Kenya is probably one of the main technical challenges that AFD is facing for the next decade. Kenyan Airway is the pride of Africa. I think one of the pride of Kenya would be to become one of the first countries in the continent to deliver universal access to water and sanitation to all its citizens. I'm really convinced that Kenya has all the resources to meet this target. We are every day really pleased to work with water engineers with really sound background and knowledge. And we thank you for that. So, according to us, technical aspect is not the big deal. Governance is probably one of the aspects where there is some space for improvement. We encourage the different stakeholders to work hand in hand through this journey for the interest of the Waterworks Development Agency, the interest of the WSP, and at the end, the interest of the Kenyan citizens. Finally, I renew the wish to AFD and the French government to continue to support all the Kenyan stakeholders in this journey toward universal access to water and sanitation. We will be part of this new strategy, and you can count on us. I would particularly wish to thank the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation for its constant support. It's really appreciated. And I really want also to thank WASREP for the different discussions we had that are really fruitful. And finally, I would like to thank our partner, Athi Waterworks Development Agency, for really good collaboration. We hope to collaborate again in the next decades with you. We thank you a lot. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think in Melanie's speech, maybe what we can take home is that Kenya is the pride of Africa. I think that is something that we should applaud. That Kenya is the pride of Africa. Moving fast, I will invite the representative of the Commissioner General, my good friend Edward Muchai, to deliver his remarks. Welcome, Edward.
I stand here to bring the message from the Commissioner General, Kenya Revenue Authority, who would have loved to be here this morning, but is engaged elsewhere. So in the interest of time, just allow me to read his message. The Cabinet Secretary for Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, Engineer Eric Moreithi Muga, the Chairperson of Athi Waterworks Development Agency, Mrs. Mary Mugai, CBS, the Board of Directors of the Athi Waterworks Development Agency present, the Chief Executive Officer of Athi Waterworks Development Agency, Engineer Joseph Kamau, Chief Executive Members present, MDs, water companies, development partners, distinguished stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my honor to join you today for the launch of the Athi Waterworks Development Agency 2023-2027 strategic plan, a blueprint that will shape water security for millions of Kenyans across our key economic regions. Allow me to congratulate you for unveiling a forward-looking strategic plan that reflects a strong commitment to sustainable water and sanitation. This partnership between Athi Waterworks Development Agency and KRA is a milestone that underscores the power of collaboration, demonstrated through the appointment of KRA as a revenue collection agent for bulk water revenues. This is a critical responsibility entrusted to KRA, and our commitment will be to ensure efficiency, transparency, and accountability, even as we discharge this mandate and support enhanced sustainability and growth of the agency. Ladies and gentlemen, this strategic plan further aligns perfectly with the Kenyan's Vision 2030 and the fourth medium-term plan objectives. As government agencies, we share responsibility for creating an enabling environment where businesses can thrive, communities can prosper, and Kenya can compete effectively in the global economy. Notably, the agency's commitment to expanding water access, improving service reliability, and building climate resilient infrastructure supports Kenya's broader economic transformation agenda. At KRA, we remain fully committed to support this mandate and continue to leverage our systems, robust processes, and professional expertise to ensure transparent and reliable collection of bulk water revenues. In doing so, we aim to secure the resources that will sustain the agency's operations and strengthen the service delivery to the people of Kenya. Additionally, this collaboration is perfectly aligned with the government's broader agenda of mobilizing domestic resources to finance national priorities. Just as water sustains life, revenue sustains development. Together, we can ensure that both are harnessed for the prosperity and well-being of our people. Moving forward, KRA pledges continued collaboration from a tax compliance perspective while maintaining fiscal responsibility. We will also be able to share periodic data and insights that help optimize resource allocation and investment planning, and more so, continue advocating for adequate budget allocation to water infrastructure as a critical economic enabler. In closing, let me commend the agency for this comprehensive strategic plan. The next 5 years will be transformative, not just for water service delivery, but for the economic trajectory of Kenya's most productive regions. On my part, I reaffirm KRA's commitment to this partnership, and we look forward to working closely with the agency, the ministry, and all stakeholders to ensure that every drop of water and every shilling collected contributes to a stronger and more prosperous Kenya. Thank you, and I wish you success in implementing this vital strategic plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edward, for your great speech. I think now we are moving very fast. Now, at this juncture, going to call the board chair, Madam Mere Mogai, Chief of the Burning Spear, the chairperson of Athi Waterworks Development Agency, to come make her remarks and invite the Cabinet Secretary for the keynote address. And as she comes, I want to inform the Cabinet Secretary, as we were watching the 20-year story of Athi Water, one gentleman was seated at the back. He was the pioneer CEO for Athi Water. I want just to tell him to stand and wave to the engineer Lawrence Mwangi. He was the pioneer CEO of Athi Water. Welcome, Chair.
My Cabinet Secretary, Engineer Eric Mureithi, representative of the PS, Mr. Andrew Kenywa, development partners, chairman and CEOs of water sector institutions, representative of the county, all the CEC from the counties, managing directors of water companies, key stakeholders in the water sector represented here, distinguished guests, good morning. I think before I do my speech, I would want to recognize my board members, and they can start up and wave. We have Engineer James Wainaina, Director Boaz Cheragat, we have Nicholas Mungadia, and Jane Mosheru. Thank you very much. It is with great pride and optimism that I stand before you today on this momentous occasion as we mark a historic milestone for Athi Waterworks Development Agency. This year, we are celebrating 20 years of service. We not only reflect on our journey, but also reaffirm growing contribution to Kenya's development story. Over the past 2 decades, we have developed landmark projects such as the Northern Corridor, Karimeno 2 Dam, the rehabilitation of Susumwa Dam, and the Nairobi River Basin rehabilitation and restoration programs. We have extended surface to informal settlements, drilled boreholes, built dams, and supported water service providers to expand access and improve efficiency. Each of these achievements aimed at creating dignity, health, prosperity, and resilience for millions of Kenyans. Ladies and gentlemen, and our CS, this period also represents a turning point for the sector. The enactment of the Water Amendment Act 2024 created a more dynamic and enabling policy environment. It opened new opportunities for public-private partnerships, encouraged innovations, and strengthened the role of waterworks development agencies in delivering sustainable infrastructure. In line with this shift, AWD was officially licensed by the Water Service Regulatory Board as a bulk water service provider. A milestone that not only affirms our mandate, but also enhances our capacity to deliver value at scale with accountability. Following the appointment of Athi as the licensed operator of the Karimeno Dam 2 and the Northern Collector bulk water system, the agency has executed a service level agreement with Kenya Revenue Authority for the collection of bulk water supply revenues. I think I won't tell the CEC of Kiambu, they're not coming to collect taxes, they're coming to collect money for the water we supply. KRA will collect, pursuant to this agreement, KRA will assume the responsibility as the authorized revenue collection agent, effective 1st September 2025. This development is not only a mark of confidence in our governance, structures, and financial discipline, but also a critical step in enhancing accountability and efficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, the challenges we face are real, including rapid urbanization, climate pressures, and limited resources. Yet there are also opportunities for innovation and transformation. We remain committed to long-term planning, stronger partnerships, and broad delivery models that secure water as a driver of health, productivity, and national cohesion. As a board, we are committed to providing oversight, supporting management, and ensuring that institutional frameworks enable high performance and accountability. We will continue to advocate for resource mobilization, manage risks proactively, and sustain strong relationships with the government, development partners, counties, and communities. On behalf of the board of directors, I extend sincere gratitude to the Ministry of Water, Sanitation and Irrigation, our partners, water service providers, staff, and stakeholders whose commitment makes this journey possible. As we celebrate 2 decades of progress and look to the future, I am confident that with unity of purpose, innovation, and sound governance, we will continue to build a future where safe water and sanitation are not privileges, but guarantees to everyone. To my fellow Kenyans, let this day inspire us to dream bigger, work harder, and believe in the possibility of a brighter future. Water is not just a resource, it's a promise of health, progress, and hope. With your permission, Mr. CS, I would like to ask the people we are selling water to, the bulky waters. Yesterday I called Director CEO Muguna, and he was telling me they don't pay. People don't pay. We are consumers and we pay. I don't see why you would not pay us and you are being paid. So the issue of saying you're not being paid, then don't consume. Because we have to sustain the deliveries, we have to maintain, we have to pay people their salaries, but if you don't pay us, then we will not be able to supply you. And the new change has come. Together we will build a Kenya where everybody counts, every drop counts, every person thrives. Thank you, and may God bless you all. Sorry for that. And now, can you stand up and invite our CS? Sorry for that, Mr. CS. We are proud to have a young, energetic engineer as our PS. Thank you, Mr. CS. Sorry for that.
Sorry. Let's take our seats, please. Okay, thank you, Chair. And I like the vigor you have to, this is a good addition to the fold. Let's clap for the Chair, please. Chair and distinguished guest, and I see here we are a mix of who is who in this country. We have CEOs, we have waziris from county, because we are a devolved government with the national government and the county government. We are with development partners. We have Ngao, and we are humbled to have experience, starting with what the current CEO, Engineer Mwangi, that has been recognized by the sitting CEO, and so many engineers in this room. You know, they say where engineers meet, the room becomes very boring. I am glad we are a mix with other professionals. And I know the journey to develop the strategic plan has not been easy. And so thank you so much for gracing this occasion. Chair, on a light note, I like the vigor you have brought to the agency. And you have come at the right time. Because when I looked at my talking notes today and looked at the investments made in water, sanitation, and irrigation, and the pressure we are getting from Kenyans to give value for money and also to attract more finances, specifically from development partners, we are held on very high regard on matters, value for money, and on matters repayment of our loans. I'll take you on a brief journey that the social paper developed by this country in 1999 birthed the first Water Act in the year 2002. Upon transitioning to the new constitution that we actually celebrated Katiba Day the other day, we had to conform, and that gave birth to the Water Act of 2016 that made water and sanitation a devolved function. And I am humbled because here sits the two levels of government today. The national government, through the ministry, using the waterworks development agencies as the responsibility to develop back infrastructure, formulate policy, and guide, chart a course for the nation. The county government, represented here by waziris from county governments of Kiambu, Murang'a, and the gentleman from Nairobi County, have the responsibility for the last mile connectivity and service provision, both water and sanitation services. However, there is need for these two levels of government to work together for seamless transition and for the betterment of mwananchi wa kawaida. I am humbled because His Excellency the President last year made an amendment to the Water Act 2016, the amendment of the year 2024, to allow two critical things in the ministry and in the sector of water. One of them was to allow the waterworks development agencies become a bulk water service provider. Secondly, it allowed the Ministry of Water and the water sector to attract blended financing in form of public-private partnerships. Considering our fiscal space and to achieve our Vision 2030, the ministry has developed a financing plan, and we require around 995 billion to achieve 100% water and sanitation connectivity. Out of this, we will require blended financing to come in, development partners to chip in, our own source revenue to be part of this. And as we launch today's strategic plan by Athi Water Works Development Agency, we are also in the process of streamlining raising revenue for the ministry, to use this revenue to pay our loans, and ensuring that the bulk infrastructure that we build is sustainable and as a lifeline for survival. I've had the discussion between Chair and Waziri, and also I've listened to the representative from KRA. This step and the licensing of Athi Water Works Development Agency to become a bulk water service provider was deliberate and intentional and long overdue. The infrastructure built at Northern Collector Tunnel, the infrastructure at Karemenu has cost the country billions of money. This step does not change the process. It just makes it seamless whereby the appointment of an agent to help the agency collect a rate that has been agreed becomes smooth, predictable, and it also now helps the ministry to tap into blended financing, whereby we can guarantee our development partners that we are in a position to recoup the investment made in the water sector. Another agency, the Coast Water Works Development Agency, is also a licensed agency as a bulk service, as a bulk water supplier. Of the remaining 7, this is also a challenge because we are making investments under His Excellency Dr. Samuel William Ruto all over the country. The advantage to this, and I am speaking this from the bottom of my heart, is now we have a redundant check, a double check to the non-revenue water plague that has been haunting this nation for a very long time. The transition from bulk to service provision has taken its first steps to maturity. The water from abstraction to billing at the water service provider level, the loss that we have to a tune of 44%, that is according to the report launched by the regulator, WASREB, in Mombasa 2-3 months ago. We are losing water valued at more than 12 billion Kenya shillings annually. Distinguished guests, waziri wenzangu wa counties, development partners, the question we ask ourselves today in this hall is this sustainable? If it is not sustainable, then what are we doing to curb it? And today morning, before I attended this meeting, I attended another meeting where water service providers, managing directors had been called, and I know the CEO of WASREB, WASPA, Bwana Jaramba is there, was part of that meeting. And KEWI, the Kenya Water Institute Authority, Institute was there, so that we bridge that gap between learning and absorption of technology at the end user level to minimize non-revenue water. Among the participants were solution providers in terms of smart metering, and that conversation was candid. That conversation was genuine. The challenge to Athi Water Works Development Agency and the challenge to my MDs here is, are we ready to morph from the old ways of doing things to the new ways of doing things? Are we abreast with modern technology of billing? Are we informed of modern modeling systems? Are we active? Are we proactive in operations and maintenance, repair of leaks, etc.? Or we are reactive to situations? The appointment of KRA today is a step in the right direction. This momentous occasion today here will echo in years to come as first bold steps for the ministry, for the water sector to be sustainable, and for everyone to be responsible. I'm also informed that today we celebrate 20 years since Athi Waterworks Development Agency was born. 2 decades of transforming lives in 3 counties of Nairobi, Kiambu, and Murang'a. And I am also informed, and I am aware, we're even touching lives in Kajiado and Machakos through the Northern Collector Tunnel. CEO and your team, congratulations. I hope bwana mtatupea keki ama najua masaa bwana. Unaona umeanza kuangalia saa nikajua lunch time imefika. This is the challenge of being the last speaker. And the video, the history, the journey you have taken us in your video is evidence that the agency has strived to do better. We are now faced with the challenge of urbanization. We are now faced with the challenge of modernization, and we are now faced with the challenge of demand that we do not yet meet in Nairobi and the metropolitan areas. And your strategic plan has highlighted you need 200 billion Kenya shillings. Kamau, am I right or am I wrong? 200 billion for the next 5 years. Chair, with your board of directors and your senior management, your job is cut out for you. Resource mobilization is not a mean ask. 200 billion Kenya shillings is not small amount of money to mobilize, but it is possible, especially with the changes in the Water Act, especially with this first step you have taken, and especially when people are aligned on the direction that we are taking as a nation. Government projects are coming up that will consume a lot of water. I think you've seen the affordable housing program led by His Excellency the President, that is in Nairobi, it is in Kikuyu, it is in Makuyu, it is in Kiambu, and these are the areas that you serve. The collaboration between ourselves and other ministries, as we are collaborating right now with KRA, the one government approach is the way to go to achieve our ambitious target in the next 5 years. And allow me to say that it is possible and it is doable. In conclusion, this is a wake-up call. This is a challenge to our other agencies in the ministry, the Waterworks Development Agencies, that time is nigh for all of us to take the bold steps. This is a challenge also to our county governments to start combating the menace of non-revenue water. And this is a challenge to all of us to pull in the same direction. Chair and your board, the ministry is resolute in its mission to provide clean water, adequate sanitation, and food security to all Kenyans. As I've said, by prioritizing collaboration, innovation, and making sure we make strategic, well-thought investments, we are laying a robust foundation to sustainable development and improved livelihoods. Ladies and gentlemen, together we can secure a future where access to clean water and sanitation is a reality for every Kenyan. Mimi niwashukuru sana na niseme asante sana kwa kuja na Mungu awabariki. Sasa naona mmeanza kuangalia. Sijui kama tuambie where is the plan, where you are hiding it, strategic plan, so that the people here nimeona wameanza kuangalia masaa. We move forward, and thank you so much, and thank you for listening, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Asante sana.
Asante sana. Mvua tafadhali kwake.
Pia nilisahau kusema naona MC ni Gen Z. You are doing a good job, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sasa ukianza kujificha, unajua kuna wale tumezoea wazee.
Natoka kwa picha yako.
No, it's fine bwana. We are trying to ensure that also the young people are heard.
Thank you, sir.
You are doing a great job, sir.
Thank you.
Asante.
Appreciate. Makofi kwake tafadhali. We are moving on swiftly. Just to mention what has been said: collaboration, innovation, and strategic investments. Yes? So moving on swiftly, we are moving on to the official launch ceremony. I would like to invite the CEO again and CG of KRA, Commissioner General. Kindly let's go to my left. You'll be guided by the lady on Nyambura. She will guide you accordingly. Kindly let's come to the left as we finish this quickly. This is for the exchange of the SLA between Order and KRA. That is Athi Water Works Development Agency and Kenya Revenue Authority. Okay, let's have also the chair and the CS to witness this session. The chair and CS, tafadhali. Also, let's have Engineer Nahashan Muguna as a representative of the water companies. Asante sana. Kalamu Nyambura? Okay, great. So we will do the exchange. We'll be led by you, Bwana CEO. Thank you. Mvua tafadhali, mvua tafadhali. Makofi tafadhali kwao pia. Thank you very much. I would like to also mention we are live on NTV and social media, our social media, Facebook and YouTube. Bwana CS tafadhali, you may move with me to the right. So here we are unveiling the strategic plan. Wacha wamalize. And we have the chair, tafadhali. And the CEO, tafadhali. To the other side. Thank you. So we will do a countdown, and ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to help me with a countdown. And once we get to 10, Bwana CS utatubonyezea tafadhali. Asante sana. Okay, Evie. And ladies and gentlemen, you may help me do the countdown also with them as it comes on screen. Directors of Order, tafadhali kujeni mbele. as we await the countdown. Directors, if you are a director. Some of you can come this side, tafadhali. You upande. Thank you. You may come this side, please, sir. Asante. We'll give a better balance. Okay. Audio visual? Yes. We're waiting for the countdown. 10, 9, everybody? Louder? Tafadhali? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Asante, asante, asante. Makofi tafadhali, makofi tafadhali. Mvua tafadhali, mvua tafadhali. Shangwe na vigelegele tafadhali. Asante, 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 asante. Thank you. We would also like to do a cake cutting and a water toast. I think we begin with a water toast. Bwana CS will also guide us on that. We also have our very able Joyce and Bonnie. Tafadhali kujeni mutusaidie. Engineer Joyce, Engineer Bonnie, sorry, and my learned friend, Joyce. Okay, Bonnie, please come this side so that we...